Welcome back to Factorio 2.1. My name is Nilaus and we're here with another train. We ended up in this last episode by making a train here. And we made a train up to the iron. And what I've done in the meantime is I have made a path down here to the coal, set up the coal facility. It's all very happy. And then as I did that, spent 45 minutes on just laying the tracks and building all of this and clearing the path for all sorts of things. And then I realized that the path down here was not aligned with my main boss, so I had to spend another half hour just deleting it and another 45 minutes on putting it the right place. So this is also why some people ask me what is the in-time game time, and it's kind of irrelevant because first of all, I don't mind doing this because I think it's kind of making the base look nicer, and I really want it to look nice at all stages of the game here. So there we go. So we now have this return. I really like this base to be something where when I build something, it should be where it is sort of moving forward. Now, oh, there was a mistake here. I should want you to go back because this part here is generating a lot of pollution, and what will happen very soon is that this will be affected by pollution, and then they'll come in and attack. So we just need to place a little bit of defenses here. This episode will be all about military science. So in order for us to get military science, we need coal. And we need stone, we need iron, we need copper, we need a lot of good things. Oh, just running right in front of the train. That's lovely. Let me run on over here and then let's put in some defenses here. And we're going to put a few of those down here. We don't need that many. And I just hold control and left drag to do that. And then I pick up half of it again. And let's do also some up here. And then I just take half of it out because I'm not going to need more than 25 in each of these. Good. So we now have some kind of defenses here set up, and that should be good. I don't think the ones down here will be attacking us anytime soon, and then we need to go back. So while we wait for the train to get back here, let's actually just do that now. Then what we're going to get now is we're going to get some coal inbound. The coal will come in on 4 belts. That's just how I set it up. I'm going to use yellow belts for way longer than most people would, and that's because we just don't really have anything that needs more, and red belts are expensive, and it's just also a hassle to upgrade all this to steel furnace and all of the red belts and all the other ones to red belts just to get a little bit more flow. And I think that it's much more valuable for me to focus on the yellow belts, and then when we get robots, then we can do a quick replacement. There. And then you'll go back. So what are we going to use those 4 lanes for? Well, the first thing and the reason why we absolutely must get this is because up here we have coal, and we need to make sure that we have enough coal to feed this. If this is fully built out, like the last one also here, the 3rd row, then we will use 13.5 coal per second, which is almost a full belt. So we're going to have a full belt dedicated to that. We're going to have a full belt dedicated to these 3 ironing steel miners. We're going to have a full belt dedicated over here to the 2 copper and stone eventually. And then we're going to have a full belt going on the bus, which will be going up to plastic and explosives. So those are actually exactly 4 things that we need out here on the bus, which should be pretty convenient. And therefore that's what we're going to be building for. So this means that I will do... First, I'll see, this is going to be the one that goes straight up here. And that will be for the dedicated one for the power plant. This will be for the iron and steel. This will be over for the bus. And this one will be for the copper and stone. And then over on the bus here, we're going to see... I am going to use this blueprint there to get down here and just see that one. Oops. Yeah. This one and here. Ah, delete it. There you go. Okay, so that's important. And down here as well, this one will also be where it goes in. So we're going to be taking it in some... We have a few grenades, which will be super handy. So let's make more grenades and explode our way through. And then I'll just hook this one up. It's going to take a little bit of sort of finagling to get all this done, but that's just leading the belts up. This part here, this needs to be moved a little bit. I think I'm going to do it like this. And then get you over like this. Because then I can now jump through this area like this. Here. And then so this is just grabbing all of this and moving it back into where we need it. We now have spread the coal out. The coal is coming up here on the bus. It's going over here, getting fed in here. And we just have this redundant or this old line, which is still prioritized. So we want to get rid of everything we have in the base. Similarly for the copper as well, we want to get rid of it. The next thing we want to do is to upgrade this part here, which luckily we can take the same blueprint we've been using a few times. Now I'm going to be doing a little bit different because I am actually going to smash this one here. It still works down here, but I need to get some landfill into that location, and then you're gonna go here, and let's make sure that we have some of these afterwards, and there, and the last 5 we can get here. Good. So now we get a little bit of this, and that goes again. Here. Does that need to go into this? Nope. I can now take this one out and then that will connect here. Good. So these are now connected and I need to just build the landfill everywhere else. That one. And there. So now we have a landfill, we have an outlet, and let me just do this. Oh, that doesn't look nice, does it? No. There, that looks nicer. Cool, so this is now the next thing we want to do. We want to just scale this up. Oh, it was... Oh, this one was not there. So this will give us a total of 54 megawatt of power in this base. There, and I think that's... Well, that's going to be enough until we get solar panels, which is not too far off. Now the power plant is set up, then we need to make the next part, and in order to do that we start getting the stuff we need. We're gonna need a lot of these. We don't need 50 of those, but we'll take 50 more. We'll take some of this. We will take top up on this. It's just really nice to be able to chop up on everything. Aside from the fact that we have too much random crap here in the base. So let's put that in here. Oh, we actually had a few that we could have used. Never mind. And we also have way too much of the normal ammo, which will eventually be put into the better ammo, so we'll keep that in mind. Then we go up here to our science. The idea of this science block is that we want to have red, green, military, and blue circuits. So science in one place. So what we want to do is we want to make something that is small and compact and awesome and good. And let's see, so... The first thing we need to look at is what does it actually require? Here, it requires the military ammo or the piercing rounds, it requires grenades, and it requires walls. Walls is stone bricks, which is running out of, and that will also be a problem. Grenades is iron and coal. We got the coal in now, and the iron we got in the previous episode. The piercing rounds is first normal rounds, that's iron, and then there's a lot of copper and steel. So if we are going to start by saying we're going to get a steel line in here. There, we're going to get a steel line in, and it's going to put steel on the top line. Then we need to make sure that we can sort of build it in here. That would be something like there. We are going to build normal ammo. So normal ammo comes in here. Now we don't need to use the small power poles. We can use the better power poles if we want to, and we do. So what do we want? This is steel coming in. And then I want this to be... I don't think this is correct. I think these need to go one more up. Because this is here. There. This will be putting in here. So now this belt will be steel on one side and the ammo on the other side. That means I need to get iron in here. So let's get it in as close as possible. We need to save the space as much as possible. If we get this one as iron and coal, then we can use it for grenades as well. And this one will then get here. So that will get us the here, and that goes on there. Maybe we should actually just hook it up immediately, just so that it gets easier for us to get a sense of what's actually going on. And then the coal that we just managed to wrangle in here, so let's use it. There, and the steel is going to be on the top line, so we need steel put in a little bit specific way. And how would we do that? Actually, that can't be like this. It'll have to be something like this. Or I could do this one, which only just grabs from one side. It's a little less ideal, and it would be like main... I think we'll do it. We can always just rebalance it if need be. So that gets us two of the things. So the only thing we're missing in order for us to make the first one, the ammo, I think we're going to go like this here. That's 10, I think. Yes, which is what we need. We need 10 of these, making the science. And then there. And why 10? Because that means we get 2 per second. That's 10-second crafting time, and then it gets 2 military science. That basically means that it's 5-second crafting time, and that's the same as the red circuit. So we'll have the same output from each of these. Now this will require some concrete or some grenades, which will handily be up here, and the concrete. I keep saying concrete, but it's not. It's grenades. Grenades here will be inputting directly. This is on a 8-second cycle, and this is on a 10-second cycle. So sure, it's not a perfect ratio, but it means that I don't have to put it out on the belt and back out from the belt, but it's just going directly in here. So we'll just get one of these each. There. And they will obviously need some inbounds here. So that's one of the items inbound. And here we also have the resources we need to actually build it. So that goes here. The iron and coal going in. Perfect. Then we need some power poles to get things going. We'll do that. Looking good. So that means now we have one of the items inbound. That will be the grenades coming in. The second one will be here, the piercing rounds. So what if the space that we had suspiciously left empty could be used for something? I don't know. Maybe what could it be used for? Not shotgun shells. Go away. Red ammo. Red ammo needs some things. It needs copper. It needs steel, and it needs the amounts. That's pretty good. And so we can do this, and that goes in here. And this one is producing one every 6 seconds. That is, no, 2 every 6 seconds. So 1 every 3 seconds on average, which is way more than it needs here. So that's good. Then I'm actually going to say, okay, this thing here will kind of be played here and here. So each of these can feed into 2. And that one can feed into here as well. Very good. And again, you can see this is very compact build. And I need the build here. Oops. Inbound, 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 inbound. And inbound, inbound. And you jump over. Good. So that's now working. I am going to need... I think I'll build this like this, so it connects. Maybe some little fluff about... Oh no, I forgot to bring some lamps. We can get the lamps. We can handcraft the lamps instead of running. Yeah. We got lamps. We got everything. Now, here's another thing. Eventually, we don't want this to just be put in here. We also want it to be stored. So what I want to do is I want to make a return belt, because this needs to go out on the bus eventually. Not right now, but eventually it will. So I'm going to say you're also going to output onto this line, because that will be needed for our wall defense, where we'll bring ammo out and draw all the way around. We will also make a little box here that will draw in here, and that will be 1,000. That's because, yes, that's honestly how much we need. Here. Good. And then it's almost done. We just missed the walls. The walls are crazy fast if we could just get enough inbound. So we're going to build here. This will just be walls. It builds in one wall per, what is it? 0.5 seconds. So it's clearly easily enough if we have it. So I'm going to get a box because I also need it for the wall defenses. And then if I drag it on this belt, it is possible to bring it in here. Let's see. Yeah, now we can see that I'm gonna need to get something in here. So we also need to probably do that. Is that a good idea? No. It'll have to be actually here. And then like that. This doesn't need to be, because I need inputs and outputs here. Right, so what do I mean? This is going to be here. Then I am going to get on this belt the blocks. They're going to be on the lower side, which is what we want, because then I can get them inbound, and then I can make the gray science or military science outbound on the top side of the belt. So in, out, out. In, out, out. In, out. In, out, out. And then we now have a problem here, and that problem is like that. So we now need to block off the lower side of the belt, which is walls, and the top side of the belt goes up to be part of the design up here, where it'll be put into that one. And we can, if we want to, make additional of this, but I actually really like it to just be slow, because I'm not rushing, but you can easily, if you want to smash through them, you can set that up. That means now we actually have military science, with the exception of the stone bricks, which I'll get in here. And that needs to be pretty aggressively picked up here, and even then it might be not even enough. Let's try it. And that is from here to here. And then there. This is all of the stone bricks will go in here. And this will be using a lot of stone bricks. So each of these every 10 seconds needs 2 walls. So there's 10 of them. So it means every second it needs 2 walls. And then it's, yeah. Yeah, it's going to be very tight. This one, of course, will also be limited. So in the beginning, it'll send too much in here. That's fine. This one is also just filling up, so we need it. And one more thing that we also need, which is should be pretty simple to make. Let's actually do this in a there. And then I'm going to do here. We don't need a lot of grenades, but when we do, it's nice to come back here and just pick up 200. And we can also just scrounge a little bit of this along the way. So we have it. There we go. That's really nice. We now have military science. So what are we going to do with this military science? Well, the first thing that's going to happen with the military science is definitely that we're going to have issues with our stone. Because we just don't have enough stone here. And this is one of the things. We needed iron because without iron we couldn't produce anything. Then after we got the iron, we could see the coal is running out. Then we focus on getting coal inbound, because coal will also kill us if we don't have this. Then the next thing we can look at is the stone. The stone is very much also running out. It's not the end of the world if it runs out. It's just kind of annoying. So we'd want to get this stone tapped as well. And we'd also need to go out here. Let's have a look at some of these locations. Do they have any kills? Yes, they have damage dealt 11 and 2 kills and 1 kill. So there has been a little teeny tiny attack in here. That means this is being touched by the pollution cloud. And yeah, so next thing we'd want to do is we've got the problem. We need to clear some biters with the stuff we have here. But I also want to get the stone going. So let's have a look while this one is accruing. Let's have a look at the stone. This is now down here. These are just normal blocks. So we need some place where we can take an ore loading station. That is not going to work. This is on top of some cliffs, so that's not going to work. So we have to put it here. And then there's plenty of space for this one. And we're going to be taking out some of this. And then we're going to use this little blueprint here. I think we're just going to take it upwards. And I think that is a pretty good design for covering all of it. And that's a 3. So then it goes up here. Split into... I wonder if this could be... Could this be changed? Flipped. And then going in... Basically 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, very much so. Good. And then that will be a balancer. And then we use our balance book. This is RainQuest balance book. This is not my invention. It's too complicated for me to figure out. And we have a 3 to 4 balancer. See? I also use other people's blueprints when it comes to balancers because they're just so awful. This one is taking reds to greens. Or reds to yellows and greens to yellows as well. So this blueprint is actually what we need to go down here. Downgrade it. And then... And after we downgrade it, you just check that there are none of these that are too long. And then this goes up. Ah, that doesn't look great. It should be this way. This is why we do it as ghosts. There. And I guess this one doesn't need to be deleted, but everything else needs to be deleted. And then we just set up. So this is basically what we want here. We're also going to set the city block up there. And then probably also a radar in the corner here so we can spot further things out. Cool. And aside from this, we also, this is like the easy part, but we also need to go over here and actually establish that one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There. Because that will now go... Come on. Straight ahead. Straight ahead. This one will now be... I'll do this because I will eventually want to go out here. And then... That one. And this is then where we need an inbound. So I want to use the one that's called unloading iron ore. We'll use unloading iron ore for that. Not exactly iron ore, but it'll get us there. So, whew, all right. Well, that's a lot of stuff. And we can definitely say that in the meantime, there will definitely be accruing here. Oh, right. Science, damn it. Let's get some of the science. This one is the most important one because this allows grenades to explode trees in one grenade, which is very nice. Then let's get some upgrades because that's going to be handy when going out. None of the other things are super necessary. I don't really like the defender capsules. We'll get it eventually when there's nothing else to do. It'd also be nice if we could get the oil processing because that would just be tapping one of these just a little bit just to get the oil processing going so we can get that science. But let's we're now busy with this research here. We have now built our little new base here, little stone facility. The science is ridiculously slow, and the reason why that is because it is now constrained by the coal coming in, and the coal coming in is very, very bad. So we're going to be putting a little bit of defenses down here. Let's put them sort of on a diagonal because that's my expectation that they'll be coming in from diagonal side. There. And that will now go up here. It's not going to mine very much, but it will mine something. Then we go up here. It'll gradually go into this box. Then I will make a new group. This will be here. We actually want all of these to be group-based. So that also means, for example, down here, trains, that train, and that should also be put into a coal group. This just means that when I need to add more trains, it's going to be a lot easier to add more trains because I just need to check that they are, or just say that they are part of the same group, and then they'll get the same schedule, and that's really easy. So we're going to use this for train groups. We only have the one of each, but this will also now be its own train group, and it's going to go to, first of all, go to this location, full cargo, go back, empty cargo. And I know it's super disappointing that I'm not going to make it into anything super fancy, but I just don't see the reason to make it any more complicated than this. So that's why we are not making it any more complicated. Oh my god, what the hell? Yeah, someone has been mentioning that the biter respawning is pretty crazy. They spawn a lot of locations. Like this is a new base that just came up in no time. So yeah, and it's a lot of critters. Well, the good news is we have some military science that we want to test. So the first thing, oops, yeah, that's kind of gray, right? 150, 180, yeah, so it's the right color. And I'll just head it back so we see if it's working. When it's working, we need to go back, gear up, get some more turrets, a lot more piercing rounds, and some grenades. Let's also get some grenades. So we're happy. And this goes into our new stone facility, which is glorious. I'm also just gonna jump out. That will be a little bit inbound, and it'll help a little bit as well on this one, on the stone bricks. And I know that some people would be like, oh, just upgrade. I mean, I could upgrade this one. This one I wouldn't mind just plopping down. I don't really care, but I don't have the inserters, and yeah, okay. So 45 inserters. How many inserters do we need? We need 48. Okay, so if I can get 49, that's kind of the way it's telling me that I should do this. So I'm just gonna make this one just so it's complete here. More stone bricks are now being fed back onto the line, both from the normal ones and from the train coming in here. The train is empty and it has just sent a little bit out, not much. And that one's out here. So it's bouncing. Everything is working fine. And this is now what we can get. We're getting a little bit of shooting speed. You can see that this is also decreasing because we're simply not getting enough. But we can also see a difference between this density here and the density down here. So it's getting better. The first thing we want to do on our little quest out here into the wild is find some oil, because we're going to need to do oil next time. And therefore we want to make sure that we actually have all the science done. So I'm going to build this one, which doesn't do anything, but it will do something if I just place a measly solar panel next to it and wait until morning. Then it will actually get this unlocked, because it just says entity crude oil mine it. So as long as I've mined it, just a single one, then that should be fine. And it's just going to be mining one and then just kind of getting stuck out here because it's an own little network. So that will suddenly, we'll just get the science unlocked. Now, we have a date with some biters. Definitely these ones, maybe a few other ones. Let's see how it goes. And let's gear up. We have a lot of ammo, 1.4 plus 1. So it's 1.7k ammo, and we have 99 turrets. So I think we're ready. Now let's talk about technique about how to address a location. Oh, there we go. We got technology oil. That means because there was a little bit of sun, there's a little bit of mining, and then we got that process. That means after all of these, we can actually start just plowing through these and getting whatever we need here. So just random crap, but just at least it's queued up. You still want the shooting speed and stuff because that's going to help us kill. So this technique works until we have blue biters, and I just place some turrets, maybe 4 or 5 in the beginning. Control right drag through, puts 50 into each. That means if I put 50 into each, I really don't want to lose them, because if I lose them, then I lose 50 ammo, and that's just way too much. So we're going to start by setting up a safe location, and then we're going to push in. This is a very big location, so it's going to be really tricky. And if we make this, it should be pretty simple for moving forward. So here is our starting location here. And now they are aggroed, so now we need to push forward. And there. And now we should start seeing actual attacks on the base. And keep pushing. This is really important that we keep pushing this. And keep pushing. Keep pushing. Don't let them get any reprieve here. There. And we lost a few. And that's always what happens. But this is a ridiculously big location. And we got it pretty safely, I think. So this means repair and move on to the next. We are now returning from our run out there and killing some spider nests. So let's take stock of the situation. We started with 1.8 thousand piercing rounds, and we come back with about 900, or well, with this one about 1,000. So we use maybe 8 or 900 piercing rounds. That's a lot, but it's fine. It's also important that you don't go out with 8 or 900, because what you really need is to make sure that when you just drag this over a stack, it puts 50 into each. If you don't have enough, so that's why you need basically twice as much as you want, because you need to be able to put 50 into a lot of the turrets if you have a big location to kill. So this is great for just defending or setting up perimeter defenses, but for attacking, we need 1500 plus. And we lost 4 turrets, so that's pretty much nothing. So let's see. So now if we take stock of the situation, we have pushed them back out here from this location, also down this one. We still have these ones out here. I'll take them out eventually. The next thing we want to do is go up here. In the next episode, we'll be going up and getting some oil going. So what we'll need to do for this is we will need to look at our blueprint here again for this part. Well, how is this going to be? Well, I think that this will be military science. I think we need that. And military science is also where we build uranium. That means I must be able to get a train station in here. So I'm going to have to do this. That means the oil station would have to be... This one would be an oil station, or this one would be an oil station. So I'm kind of thinking maybe like this, or I do a branch out and then set it up like this instead. Or set it up like that. That's probably better. So this there. And then we can build this as an oil station coming in next time. And over on this side, we're also going to do something similar. And here we're going to use, and that is the unloading iron ore loading station. We'll take a loading station. We'll take this one and smash it down this location. And you can see there's a little bit of overlap, but also just really nicely spacing here. So we can also get the copper online. That's also going to be something we need to deal with. And also I think it would be nice if we could sort of take our designs here and sort of connect them and put here. We're also doing that. I mean, this is not necessary. This will just do when we have robots, but I do, oh my god, stop doing that. It just kind of feels really nice to have like a consistent build here. And we'll eventually get that. But you can also see that when we get this up here for oil, then these spiders and this coal, this copper, also these spiders are going to be in trouble. Or, well, they're going to be trouble for us. So always, this is what I'm always doing, pushing away from our area. And that's going to be in the next episode. So in this episode, what we've done, we did the military design, and we start using the military design. We set up the stone mining, we finished up the coal mining, getting those back on trains. So now we have everything except the copper coming in on trains and oil, and those will be set up in the next episode as we start. We're doing oil processing, red circuits, and I guess maybe blue science. I don't know. We'll see how much we can do in next episode. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this. Remember, all the designs are available to Patreon supporters. Also, all the save games. So if you are supporting on Patreon, you can just snatch the latest save game, either one from Twitch or the one here, depending on what you want. And of course, all the blueprints are also available. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.